Welcome to Selico Life News Capsule. Sri Lanka ranks 95th on the Global Innovation Index in 2023, signaling room to grow. With over 750 startups and a rising digital economy, innovation is key to transformation. On Kaleidoscope, Nevindaree Premaratne, founder and CEO of MakersGlobal, unpacks how bold thinking, creative risk-taking and a startup mindset can reshape Sri Lanka's future. Do Sri Lankans have an innovation mindset, or are we still trapped in that culture of risk aversion and imitation?
So I do believe that Sri Lankans do have innovation mindset. We could see that as an example during the COVID pandemic. So how people transform their lives to solve problems that we had at that time. I think the missing part is commercialization. We were not good with trading. We exchanged things with other people, but trading part was missing. So I think that is why we are lacking when it comes to entrepreneurship, but innovation mindset, that is definitely there.
So in the current context, what is holding us back?
There should be an ecosystem around it to support them. The financial system, and also when it comes to financials, there are certain other aspects of it, like investor ecosystem, the banking system, and also what sort of early stage funding mechanisms that they have. And apart from that, the mindset. So if we take the education system that we have, are we actually creating entrepreneurs, the people who have this entrepreneurial mindset? So that's the other problem that we have. So we really need to build people with this entrepreneurial mindset. So our education system, still it's not up to date to build this sort of people.
Nevindaree, just think, generally when there's an innovation, we in Sri Lanka are more focused on having an innovation that's the local version of a global product or a brand. How do we encourage innovative, original thinking?
I don't think that any idea in this world is an original idea. So it's not a problem. So it can be a totally copycat version of another solution out there, and also becoming a local version is not a problem at all. So we see how successfully this Pygmy is running right now at the moment. So that is also kind of a similar model that they are kind of following, like Uber. It's not just about how local or how original the idea is. You have to find the right market, and the time should be right. And even though the product solves the pain point of the customer, the execution part is also should be really important. So sometimes what we see is they solve the problem, but the execution is not strong enough. So that part is missing in Sri Lankan context. They don't have much of an exposure when it comes to the global context, so they don't take that seriously. And the scalable, the vision of scaling the product so fast, they don't think about that much, as they don't have much of an exposure. Even Facebook, they are not the first set of social media that we have on internet. So Hi-Fi was there, MySpace was there, but Facebook got into the market in a right way, and their execution strategy was so nice.
What role do schools and universities play in actually honing and rewiring our mindset from being those from job seeking to problem solving?
In our school system, still we are not building this entrepreneurial mindset. Still we are focusing on this, like improving the knowledge. So back then it's okay. Before internet comes in, before this LLM, large language models come into play, so knowledge is the main thing. So that's why we have evaluated students through exams. We have to change our education system to prepare them for the future workforce, where we really want to build people who can solve problems. And with the limited resources that we have, how can they solve a problem? So they need technology. You don't need to isolate them, and you can't, you don't need to tell them like, you can't use technology and come up with a solution without using technology. Write the answers with the knowledge that you have. No, that's not the case. You should be able to give them that chance to use that technology that are out there, then come up with solutions. So still our education system is not ready for that. Still we are evaluating people based on how many books that they carry in their head, basically knowledge. Apart from that, I think we really need to change certain things fundamentally in education system to get them prepared for the next technology revolution.
How do you balance having entrepreneurs and having employees in a country when we need to run an economy?
We need both parties. Definitely we need entrepreneurs to create more jobs. We don't need people who just use hands and legs at the moment. So they need to work with their brains. So we don't see that part with the way that we inculcate the mindset through this education system. So when it comes to entrepreneurship, that's not everyone's cup of tea. Everyone can't be an entrepreneur. It's a mindset that you need to have. When you see a problem, you badly want to solve a problem. We really need to change that mindset. So we need people who can make a change in the industry. Even as an employee, the mindset need to change. Because when they understand the industry, they can perform so well. It's not just about consuming technology, just learning another technology. It's about when you see some problem in the industry also, how you can solve that problem as an employee. So that is the demand that is creating right now, and you have to provide, you have to supply that through universities and schools. And entrepreneurs, definitely they are the people who solve the problem. So to support them, we need to have these employees also with the same mindset.
You're working with young people, empowering them with tech-led leadership. What are you seeing in these young people?
The skills that they have, it's a bit different than the ones that we saw like 5 to 10 years ago. And also the way that they see the world, their perceptions, those are different. They know how to consume technology. But we see most of them are not so good with creating technology. That's one problem. But they're smart. So whenever they see a challenge, when they see a problem, they use technology to solve that problem faster. So it's something that we really need to focus on. We can support them to give them a purpose. So technology without a purpose creates a lot of problems in this world. So that's why in education system also we really need to show them, so you have to solve these problems, and this is where you need to position technology to solve that problem. It's not just like for you to find a distraction when you don't want to do something. It's not like that, but you need to have a purpose. But we don't see many role models, especially in Sri Lanka, for them to focus on, and they don't see much of an aspiration and inspiration with the people that we have here. So we really need to build that. Then they see there's a purpose in this life, and for us to make that happen, we can use these technologies and tools out there, and we can also be part of it.
Kaleidoscope is on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Remember to subscribe, follow, and like us for more.
You focus on your goals. We will take care of the risks. Silico Life.